What is going on, guys? It's Chris's Crew, and today I'm going to show you how to get your net type on open. And usually when your net type is on Call of Duty or something, or moderate or strict, a lot of people cannot join your lobby, so you're not actually able to play with friends. And the reason by that is that there was a lot of traffic or stuff like mobile devices connected to one IP address connected to your router, and that basically blocks your connection. Now, if you think like a computer and you have a computer and you're using just a lot of shit, you're multitasking on it, your computer will be slow and it will not respond, it will not open certain processes, and that's actually basically what is happening to your net type as well. So in order to fix this, we're actually going to change the IP address of your PS3 to avoid this. And by the way, this tutorial also works on Xbox, PS4, Xbox One, and I don't know what else. So basically what you actually have to do if you're on Xbox, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm here right in front of my PS3, so I'm going to show how to do in your PS3. What you're actually going to do is go to settings and you go to network settings. Once you're in that, you're going to go to internet connection settings and then you press OK. Now in this you actually have two options. You have easy and custom, and we're going to choose custom. And then if you're in wired, choose wired. Obviously if you're in wireless, you're going to use wireless. I'm on wired, so I'm going to use wired. We just go to auto detect, and then once we're actually in IP address settings, we're going to choose manual. Now this is pretty important. So as you can see, IP address, or IP address, excuse me, and I have used 192.168.1.160. Now if you have to think about a router, once there actually is going to connect 160, there has to actually connect at least 160 devices before this is going to be used again. Now in a normal household, nobody will be able to use 160 devices that will use internet. So if you are smart, you're just going to choose a higher number instead of 192.168.1. For instance 10, that will be used a lot, or 5 or 4. 4 is usually used by a computer. Now if you have more computers, 4 will be used a lot and your net will be strict. PS3 uses usually 5, I guess, and if you're using 5, well, if you have two PS3 in your house, well, if 5 is going to use twice, then you have an also strict or moderate. So the best thing what you should do is actually change it to 192.168.1 and then like 60 or 70 or 80, a number that's just above a standard thing that would go in your house. And actually for the subnet mask, you're going to use 255.255.255.0. Default router, this is actually your IP address to your router. Usually it's 192.168.1.1. It could be at the end 1.5 or 1.2. That just depends on what router. You just got to check it out. And our primary DNS will be 192.168.1.1 again, or .5, depends on what you have. I guess in America it's usually 1.2, but you can just search it up quickly what router or what the default router IP address is for your router, just by simply entering these numbers to your router, and we will be coming back to that later on. And then for secondary DNS, you're going to use the same. Now once you've done that, you're just going to go to right, and you're going to save the settings. Now once you've done that, we actually need to go to your computer, so the best thing we should do is go and hover over to your computer. And to show you quickly what I did, this is actually where we have to head on, but as you can see at the top, I've used 192.168.1.1. there are some houses that obviously I said could be added with a 2 or with a 5 or any number, and it totally doesn't matter. Just try and find the standard IP address to your router, and you're just going to type it into your Google. And once you actually have done that, it might ask you to do login, and usually it's admin and admin, or if you don't know if the passwords are, if you have a password, you can always ask your parents what the password is. It should usually be listed as well on your router, so if you turn on your router, just hover over at the back of it, it should show you some numbers and login details what you can try and use for that. Anyways, it won't be that hard. I actually just have a /n code. Let me quickly show you what I mean. Okay, so as you can see, this is actually a sticker what should be on the back of my router. As you can see, /n, and that's actually the number that I need to use, the serial number, to be able to log into my router settings. Now basically I already have done this, and now once you actually are logged into your router or your modem settings, what you actually got to do is go to firewall or route, depends on what you use. But mine was listed under firewall, and you have to find DMZ or DMZ host. And once you're actually on DMZ host, you're going to enable this check mark, and then you're actually going to fill in the IP address you use on your PS3. And what IP address, excuse me, I mean with that is the first one you actually entered. So if you remember, mine was the IP address I used was 192.168.1.60. I can show you it as well. As you can see, 192.168.1.60. I just entered it there and I click apply. And actually, once you've done this, DMZ host actually allows to it actually automatically opens every port on this IP address. That might mean that you are kind of vulnerable to DDoS attacks, but I mean, if this opens your IP address, and who would be able to find, or who would actually think about this IP address you go in DDoS through, because ports 60 and 160 I guess is opened, or you know. Anyway, this is just a thing that just opens it, allows you to traffic go by, and this actually makes it that your IP address will be static on your PS3. It will be your net type will be open. I mean, and that's actually everything you got to do. Once you've done that, you can go to Call of Duty, and you will see that your internet, your net type will be opened. Now, there's also another thing there I've seen in the past, and people that were actually saying that you had to use PPOP or something like that. I'm not sure what it means, but let me just quickly check in the connection settings. Okay. Custom, blah blah blah. I think it's PP. Well, it's not even shown on here, did it? I'm not sure. Well, there's something else what they usually. Oh, there it is. PPPoE. That's actually something where you need to fill in your email address and your password from your account from your internet. And I basically mean with that is, if you have internet from a certain brand, you always get like one private IP, email address. It's like an official address where they can trace you back, and you just have to fill in that email password. And then usually when you do that, you should be able to get net type 1. However, I got net type 2, and I'll be showing that by signing in quickly. And the really difference between net type 1 and 2 is actually nothing special, and I couldn't sign in. That's because I had to reset my console ID, whatever. So basically, what I'm actually saying is, when you get net type 1 or 2, 1 is usually really strong, and a lot of people, there are not that many people who have that, but that's just off the topic. I'm just here to show you how to open your net type, and I've shown it in this video. Anyways guys, it's been a 7-minute video. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and definitely subscribe because I'm going to be uploading a lot of more tutorial videos and definitely modding videos in the coming few days. However guys, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Hope you enjoyed it. This was Chris's Crew, and I'll see you later. Adios.